Yeah, obviously it's a proud moment. Fantastic group of guys led by a fantastic group of management that put in hard work. I'm sure just like all the other teams, and we managed to finish top of the log. It is a moment that you can be proud of. Obviously, it's in every sense the competition only really starting now for us. These are the games that matter moving forward, but to have finished first on the log is definitely something that we can be proud of. The guys will definitely be up for it. It's a qualifying game to get straight to the final. I don't think there's a bigger incentive really in cricket, so no doubt that the attitudes are going to be fantastic as they have been throughout the season. You look at a game like tonight, the game against Paul Royals, and not really much on the line in the game as a whole, but the way the guys came out, the attitudes, the energies. If you can rock up in a game like that, I think when you go to a qualifier you can expect even more, which is fantastic from our point of view. But guys will be keen for the challenge. Obviously DSG is a fantastic team. They've played some really good cricket throughout this comp, and they've sort of got all bases covered, from a batting, from a seam, from a spin. So an exciting challenge. It's games that you want to do well in, games that you want to put your hand up for the team, and I've got no doubt all the boys in the change room will be thinking that way. Yeah, I think it has its pros and cons, to be honest. From the pro side, you sort of get to understand what they're trying to do, understand their tactics, understand their strategies, their plans, and then before the next time that you play, you can sort of prepare for that. The con, I suppose, is them being able to see that from our side. So it's one of those things in tournament cricket. I think it's normal around the world really to play teams, especially at the back end when the knockouts are structured like this, to potentially play a team twice. And if that's the case, then you back your plans, of course, and you know if you're executing those plans, that's the most important part. So we'll stick true to ourselves, stick true to the plans that we've had in place, the things that have worked well for us, and hopefully trust on the day that that's good enough for us. Yeah, I think it's a blessing in disguise. Sometimes when your top order is shooting the lights out, the guys in the middle and lower order aren't spending much time in the middle. We've been fortunate enough that pretty regularly throughout the comp, our top 6, our top 7 have batted quite a bit, so they've got middle time, they're up to speed with the pace of play, so it works out well for us. I think the way we structure things with the bat is very specific to the conditions that we're facing, and we try to play those conditions to the best of our ability. So it's fantastic from our point of view to have guys that have spent time out in the middle. We all know the value of 7 balls in T20 cricket, and it's probably the hardest thing to do is walk in and smoke it like Patrick Kruger did and like Stubbs has been doing. It's a big ask, but they keep delivering, and obviously us as a top order will be looking to close out games moving forward with a bit more conviction, I would say. We get ourselves in, and ultimately as a player you want to be there at the end and take a team over the line. So there's learning in that for us, but the blessing in disguise is that those guys are still getting middle time and are game ready. I think if you reflect on it as a whole, I think I've said it once or twice now, but we've had, even tonight's close game, we've had 3 or 4 close game, last over thrillers, and I always believe, especially early on in the comp, when you start winning those games and you're able to win those games, when you find yourself moving further on in the season in those situations, you've got confidence behind you as a team that you can almost pull off anything or get the job done if it's 10 and over, but still get the job done if it's 17 and over, whatever it might be, because you've done it recently. So us winning those close games has obviously resulted in a bit more consistency than what we had last year, and probably keeps us a lot calmer in those closer games now because we've experienced them 3 or 4 times. It's, with all due respect to us as a team, it's pretty much outside noise. We really enjoy ourselves off the field together. We play with a lot of fight and hunger on the park. I think the two actually go together, because if you're having a great time off the field, getting to know your players, getting to know the new faces, it's very easy to then go on the park and fight tooth and nail for that other person. So that's something really good that we've got going in the group, and we know if we rock up with that attitude in the games, then That's the only thing really on our mind, is to scrap as best as we can, play smart cricket, still play positive cricket, and then luckily those sort of tags and targets sort of slip your mind and you don't pay them much attention. You're going to need a few plans the way he's striking them at the moment, but he's still human. I know it doesn't seem like it, but we have to take confidence in that and bowl our best balls to him early on, and then have plans to contain him if we need to. But with a player like that, you're always looking to get him out. You don't want him to be spending too much time at the crease, because we've all seen the damage he can do, and we'll refine those plans. It's been a while now since we played against them, so we'll refine those plans, and if they come off for us on the night, then that'll be fantastic. It's pretty much just exciting, to be honest. Like I mentioned, these are sort of games that you really want to be involved in as a player. Obviously the incentive there of potentially going straight to the final, it's all exciting and gets that hunger level nice and high. You're right, spot on in the sense of guys have all contributed in their own time throughout the season, which for us is a great place to be, because you've got trust in every other person that's out there on the park. So it's a great place for us to be. Obviously it's still just a game of cricket. It's about taking in as much as you can. Obviously we're quite a competitive team on the park, but still appreciate the opportunities out there and being involved in big games like that, and take the same mindset into that game and trust in that and trust in our abilities. Yeah, I think tonight was a fantastic sort of view on how we appreciate the crowd. Obviously it was a bit of a dead rubber game, but we still felt massive responsibility to make this crowd and the people of PE happy, because we brought them a bit of happiness last season, not always, but we brought them a bit of happiness, and this year we've brought them a bit more happiness, and they turn out in numbers like that, and I think it's the very least you can do as a player is not give your all out there on the park for them. So didn't think they could top what they did for us last year, but this year's been unbelievable. It's hard to put words to it, but they come out in their numbers, they back us. Obviously they really understand the game of cricket as well, so they get involved and they understand the value of twos, they understand the value of dot balls, and that builds pressure on the opposition, obviously. So we can't thank them enough, and we'll always be carrying them with us wherever we go. Hopefully it would be great if they could travel with us, but it's a bit of a mission. I see now most stadiums have their own band nowadays, I see, but definitely none like St George's Park. But I don't want any conflict there on that point of view, but 100% if we could take them cheapers, we'd love to have them there. It's certainly been even better than last year, and last year it was pretty fantastic. So how the group of SA20, all those people behind the scenes keep getting it right is unbelievable in my eyes. Everyone says it's going to go from strength to strength, but sometimes you think like, surely this is the ceiling, like it doesn't get much better than this. And Bob, a couple of days later, something bigger, something better. So from a cricket point of view, it's fantastic to have massive crowds, exactly the same number of people that come to our international games, if not more. So for guys that aren't used to that, that's fantastic exposure. It's a skill to play under that sort of atmosphere, that sort of bit of extra pressure, and this tournament provides the players with that. So the experience is certainly unmatched. You can't get it anywhere else. South Africa is a very unique country, and they really celebrate their sport, and they come out in numbers and they back the team of their city, really. And I think we've seen it with all the venues that people have come out, they've supported, but they've showed a lot of care towards that team doing well, and they really want them to do well. So it's been great. Obviously we just see things from a cricket point of view, but I know for a fact behind the scenes people are working harder and thinking outside the box sort of every day. Massively, yeah. For us it is a must-win game. The tournament's obviously now towards the back end. There's been lots of travel, been lots of games. To have an extra day off, I think, would go a long way. So that bit of incentive, not having to catch another flight would be fantastic. So I'm sure it's going to motivate the boys quite a bit to hopefully put in a good performance.